Going to be an amazing offer. For over 30 years, Andrew Lessman has been dedicated to a healthier body, a healthier mind, and really understanding the things that we need to know to make those right decisions. Well, this year, we wanted to go all out. First and foremost, Mr. Andrew Lessman, Happy New Year, sir.
Happy New Year, Adam.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Great to see you.
Andrew, we have obviously a very quick look at this, but you have put together an amazing bundle configuration of some of the most important products for the new year.
My goal is trying to help us jumpstart. I wrote a blog post today that you can see at wordsonwellness.com. I think 2016 has been a difficult year for many of us.
Yes.
Challenging the election, all the sort of the negative things being said for a year, we can't help but be affected by that. So what I tried in this blog post, what I'll try to remind all of us, that the only things we really can control, we can control ourselves, we can control the world around us, the world around our loved ones. And the single most important thing we can do for the health of our country, actually, the greatest threat to the health of our country, is our health. And the greatest threat to our health is our body weight. It was interesting writing today that just a little over 20% of Americans are at their proper weight. Almost 80% of Americans are either overweight or obese. And the clearest science on weight loss is meal replacement science. It's very simple. Replace 1 or 2 meals. Make sure your other meal or meals are healthy. But that's what this is all about. What we've also done, and we do this every year, we give you the best price we've ever had on the meal replacement. But then we add other components that can improve your health, that can make it easier to adhere to a diet and a healthy lifestyle. So whether it's the 100, the 200, the 300, you're also getting our 66% Choco Nouveau, which is like milk chocolate and will lower your cholesterol, but it's dark chocolate. You'll also get our oatmeal, you'll also get our oat bran, both of which also lower cholesterol better than any oatmeal or oat bran available anywhere in the world. You'll also get our special green tea, because green tea is a wonderful habit to develop in terms of supporting your weight loss goals. So you get all of these things, and we've never done a configuration like this before. And I think it's just a chance for us to kind of bring home our attention. Everything out there in the world is crazy, it's challenging, it's disturbing. So it's an opportunity to refocus. What I always say is the only thing that could really bring us happiness is when we try to do things that affect our sphere of influence, that little sphere around us, around those that we love, that we could have an impact on. We feel powerless and a victim of all the other things in the world, but this is something that we could make a difference in, and there's no greater opportunity. There's probably no greater challenge also, because weight loss, as simple as it is to understand, it's just as difficult to accomplish. If it wasn't so difficult to accomplish, none of us would be have issues with weight loss. So this is an opportunity. I do this once a year. We've never done it better than this in terms of the product, the configuration, and the pricing.
And I want to take you through, to Andrew's point, exactly the options that you have here, because this is phenomenal. You can choose, in terms of the secure meal replacement, Andrew has the 20 or the 50, okay, which is available at fantastic pricing, and I'll go through that momentarily. But what most people will do are the larger ones. And the larger ones, whether you choose 1, 2, or 3, these are the ones that come with all the extras. And these are the things that are maybe going to take the edge off your appetite. These are the things that are going to kickstart you.
And funnily enough, on the large one, the 300 meals alone weighs about 15 pounds. Right. Then there's 60 meals of oatmeal and oat bran. And then there's also the Choco Nouveau, and there's also 30 of the green tea. So what you're talking about, I think for $199, I think it's over $400, yeah, probably at its regular price. But also you're talking about a package that's over 20 pounds, yeah, free shipping and handling. The 200 meal is a package that's about 15 pounds. The 100 meals is a little under 10 pounds. So it's a substantial configuration that the 300 meal at 1 meal a day, it almost takes you until this time next year. It takes you all the way until November. So it's an opportunity to make a profound difference. There's all sorts of eating plans out there. There's an infinite number of eating plans. But the science on meal replacement combined with an intelligent eating plan, mine is non-denominational, but combine this with an eating plan, it really is the opportunity. And later I'll read you the science scientific quotes from medical journals that talk about meal replacements being the most effective, the most reliable, and a soy protein-based meal replacement being the absolute best. By the way, we also have this available whey protein-based. We also have this available marine collagen peptide protein-based. So there are two other options in the background. But today's special configuration is only the soy protein-based. The other two are their standard sizes, but at special pricing.
And here they are, just so we can go through them so you can see.
Oh, it's almost $500.
I know, it's huge, the savings. So you can see there's the 20 meal, the 50 meal. That normally, if purchased separately, would be $37.90 and $67.90. Here's our special pricing. So you save 15 and 20, and then you really start to see the savings kick in. If you go for the 100 meal kit, which remember, from here on down includes Choco Nouveau, includes Andrew's organic green tea, includes the oat bran, the oatmeal, and we love, 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 by the way, Muriel and Andrew's, this is the outstanding recipe book, which so many of you asked for. That's included as well. You get all of the extras with these. So pricing, if purchased separately, $153 and change. Your price tonight, $89.90. You save $63 and change. The 200 meal will be nearly $300. You save nearly $150. Sorry, the price today is $150, so you save nearly $150. And then obviously what most folks will do, and this is remarkable, the big one.
About 2/3 will get the 300 meal. Between the 100, 200, 300, that speaks to probably about 90% of the orders.
Wow.
The greatest savings are the larger configurations. Of course, everything comes with an unconditional money-back guarantee. Chocolate, vanilla, and coffee are the flavors. You need to be aware, though, the coffee is real coffee, so it does contain caffeine. So if you're caffeine sensitive, the real coffee is real coffee. It does contain caffeine. The chocolate, the vanilla, you will not find better tasting meal replacements. We've been doing meal replacements for over 20 years. Initially, they were technically very sound, but they didn't taste great. Right. We kept evolving them and changing them until we arrived at these formulas, where every year we continue to improve the flavor, and the product has only gone down in calories, so literally about 60 calories a meal. So you could also add whatever you might want to add, yogurt or juice or whatever other ingredients, and you're still dealing with something that's lower than a typical meal replacement in terms of calories. And the difference in calories between what you would have eaten and the meal replacement, which has the lowest calorie meal replacement, this gives you that biggest difference. That's the biggest opportunity for weight loss. Also, because it's filling and it tastes good, it's something that's satisfying and you'll enjoy using. And I encourage you to read the reviews. They're rated over 4 stars, which for a 60-plus calorie meal replacement that's rich in vitamins and minerals and rich in protein, to think that it's even rated better than 2.5 stars is a miracle, but it speaks to the investment in flavor.
And truly the integrity of the ingredients. A lot of us, and we've talked about this before, when you look at meal replacement products, you read the list of ingredients on the back, and it's very scary. Andrew, as you know, with his vitamins, with his supplements, with the secure meal replacement, everything that's in there and that goes into you is the best that it can possibly be. Andrew, I think a lot of us at this time of year, we have the best of intentions. But as you said, if the flavor's not right, if the taste isn't right, those intentions quickly, we forget about them.
Oh, as I said, it's a difficult process. It's easy to understand. I mean, the first step in weight loss is really watching calories in, calories out. Then we also have to be aware, and this is something you work with your doctor, you have to be aware of your endocrine system, your hormonal system in your body. But you also have to be aware of the composition of those calories, where they're coming from. And of course, we all know that in terms of weight loss efficiency, a diet richer in protein and not rich in sugars and carbs, those calories are going to be better calories for us. That's why this is configured in the fashion it is. We just started doing this recently, where we do the little preview, because a lot of folks, normally I'm not up at midnight, so we want to make sure that if we sell this out during the day and you couldn't watch at midnight, that you had an opportunity to see this. But in terms of weight loss, in terms of just a nutrient-rich meal replacement, this is like consuming a mini multivitamin every time you enjoy the meal replacement. And you're also getting the benefits of soy protein, which are healthy for our skeleton, which are healthy for our heart. So there's a long list of other benefits beyond this just supporting your weight loss goals. And as I said before, It's something difficult to talk about, and it's not about vanity. It's not about looking good. What losing weight is all about: reducing our risk of heart disease, reducing our risk of stroke, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes. Losing weight is something that's all about reducing our risk of cancer. Being overweight or obese increases our risk of virtually every form of cancer. So taking responsibility for this process, it's difficult, but it really is the greatest health rewards we could ever reap. The only person who can benefit more than someone who loses weight and gets down to their ideal weight is someone who smoked. We all know how dangerous and damaging smoking is. In fact, overweight and obesity, basically in terms of healthcare costs, roughly cost an individual the same as the impact of smoking, and the impact of smoking is staggering. So it gives us a sense on a personal level, on the level of our entire society and country. Just as I've said, the single greatest economic threat to our country are healthcare costs. And the single greatest component of preventable healthcare cost is obesity and overweight. So this is an opportunity. It's not my science. It's not my story. What this is the clinical science on weight loss, meal replacement. All I try to do is make one that follows the science and that you will enjoy using as well.
You know, there's a word, and Andrew used it a little bit earlier on, but success and being successful. We have the best of intentions and we want to do the best that we possibly can. But when it's not right, or when we fall off the track and we don't start to see the results that we desire, it's very hurtful. It hurts us, it hurts the people around us because they know how much we wanted it. What Andrew does is truly set us up for success. So what he's put together here is everything that you need. The meal replacement is, quite frankly, one of the best you'll find in the world.
It is the best.
It is the best, period.
No, it is. Well, objectively, simple fact, it is the lowest calorie. The lower the calories, the more opportunity you have to lose weight. It also is the richest in vitamins and minerals. It's also the only one that contains the proper form of B12 that's absorbable. So all the wonderful, unique attributes of my multivitamins, they are bundled into this product. So it truly is unlike any other meal replacement in the world. It's not made for us, we make it. And in fact, the ingredients in this product are specific to us. The special forms of B12, the special soluble forms of calcium, our vitamin D, our biotin. So it makes it head and shoulders above any other product in the world.
And I think for everybody out there that knows Andrew, that has watched Andrew for many years, you know that's the case. You know, when Andrew says it's the best, he doesn't say it to just add to it, he says it because he means it and because it is. What Andrew puts into his products is more than anything I've ever seen in any other product that I've ever experienced in the 16 years that I've been on TV in England and in America. When you look at what you receive, you are buying truly the most effective solution and part of a program that will bring you that success. And that's why I think what this is certainly doing is giving us a chance to see some of the extras. There's a lot of folks that just want to try the flavors, want to try the way the coffee flavor tastes, or the chocolate flavor, or the vanilla, and you can do that with the Secure 20 or 50 meal. But please know, if you choose the 100 meal, the 200 meal, or the 300 meal, you're also going to get all of these extra goodies. So Andrew's best-selling certified organic green tea, that's the variety pack. You're going to get Andrew's incredibly successful oatmeal and oat bran, his Choco Nuvo product that broke every record in HSN when we launched it, and we get the recipe book.
And you get, with oatmeal, oat bran, Choco Nuvo, you get the benefits of those products on their own. Dark chocolate is healthy and beneficial. Of course, oatmeal and oat bran are. But mine has a unique opportunity, say oatmeal and oat bran, to lower cholesterol 2, 3, 4 times, 5 times better than normal oatmeal or oat bran. It's just an opportunity to start the new year off on the right foot. You get to try all these different products. Green tea is a wonderfully healthy habit. I drink it all the time. Children have a security blanket. I have my cup of green tea that I carry around with me everywhere. It goes to the gym with me. It's on my bike when I ride. So it goes with me everywhere. And I recognize that it's an important part of the healthy Asian lifestyle, as soy, and you hear a lot of people bashing soy. I happen to enjoy soy. I like soy. I eat edamame all the time, soybeans. And if you look at the healthiest culture in the world, the Asian cultures, they eat an abundant soy. They eat soy the way we eat meat. It's hard to understand or comprehend that soy couldn't be beneficial when you look at cultures that rely on it, and we would dream of having the kind of health that they have. So again, this is an opportunity following the science to help deliver a tool. Mind you, it's still you that will deliver the weight loss results and the weight loss goals. It's just, there's no such thing as magic when it comes to weight loss. It's all about making intelligent decisions, following the science, and that's what we've done and given you, I think, the keys to a great opening, the door to a great opportunity.
So, Andrew, that kind of leads me to a follow-up question, if I may, because what we have here are the tools to truly see the results for the weight loss and a healthier body in 2017. When we've got down to where we want to be, how do we maintain that, Andrew?
Well, that's, and many people, you could read the reviews, use the product as a maintenance tool. I mean, certainly I don't need to lose weight. I'm where I want to be. I'm active, but Secure is a great way for me to get the benefits of soy protein, to get the rich nutrients that are in there. It's also a fun, filling, delicious snack. One of the greatest complaints you'll read about this is that too much flavor, too rich a flavor, which I simply say, simply dilute it or use less. But it's a product that people, after they've achieved their goals, they just enjoy using it so much. And that's a testament. And again, to think that a product like this, I think almost 70% of the reviews on all the Secure is a 5-star reviews.
Yep.
On a 60-plus calorie meal replacement, almost the finest restaurant in the world would be hard-pressed to have 70% 5-star reviews. And then when you combine 4 and 3-star, basically you're talking about a product that probably is over 80% positive reviews. For a meal replacement that's all flavor-based, certainly the science is in the background, that's hard to believe, and I think it really should give you you should feel secure trying it. And but what I wanted to do before, we'll be back at midnight. We just do this for those of you who can't watch at midnight. We'll be back tomorrow during the day. There's another product I just wanted to talk about briefly. We're doing a second Today Special.
Yes.
For years before Secure was on television as a Today Special, we did a Today Special for a product called Energy and Fat Metabolism Factors. It was a combination of one formula I had called Fat Burning Factors, which delivered the metabolic components and the botanical components to support fat burning metabolism. We also had another product that we called, basically was our urgent energy product, was our energy product, our healthy energy product, containing the vitamins and nutrients and also botanicals essential for energy production. The two overlap because burning fat, of course, generates energy. So we combined the two of those products into one even more affordable product called Energy and Fat Metabolism Factors. It hasn't been a Today Special for probably over a decade. We sometimes sample it a little bit in the Today Special with small supplies, but it hasn't been a Today Special for over a decade. We've never done a 400 capsule supply. And this is by far, as you can see with the savings, Adam has the chart there, this is by far the best pricing we've ever had. So if you want a great energy product or something that's going to support you while you're achieving your weight loss goals, this is it, and you can see the savings on that chart.
And again, phenomenal. If you read the reviews, and I encourage you to take a minute online to see them, you can do the 60 caps. HSN price is $23.90, special price is $14.90. You save $9. The 180 HSN is $59.90. Today you get it for $34.90. You save $25. The 400 caps, you know, Andrew will do special sizes for today's specials, and here's a great example. The 400 caps normally would be $124.90. Our price is $54.90, and it's on 3 flex pay, and that saves you $70.
Yeah, so that's over a year's supply at 1 capsule a day, and that's how many people use it. The most anyone would ever need to take is 2 capsules a day, but it's a product that gives you the nutrients that are essential, related to, required for fat burning metabolism. It also, or energy metabolism as well. Also the botanicals that support that fat burning metabolism, enhance it, or also are required for energy metabolism to combat fatigue. One of the things that happens when we're losing weight and cutting back on calories, we just get tired.
Right.
We have less energy, we have less fuel, we might be exercising, we get more tired. So one of the best things we could do is to support our body's ability to maintain that positive outlook, to combat fatigue, and that's what, if you read the reviews on this product, that's what it's designed to do. It does it gently, naturally. There's no caffeine from coffee. There are caffeine-related alkaloids from green tea and from guarana in the product. And then there's a number of what they call adaptogens, that ingredients that help us adapt to stress. Diet, even the best diet, It's stressful. Change is stressful, as we all know. And this is an opportunity to give your body the tools, but you still have to make the right decisions. Despite what all the folks on television might say, especially Dr. Oz, there's no such thing as a magical weight loss product. We are the magic. We're the magician when it comes to weight loss. We just have to make good decisions and make them consistently. Not even enormous decisions, not big change. Small change done consistently delivers great results. And this is a product that's designed to support us in making those intelligent changes and delivering us those great results. And best savings, best pricing ever on a product we've had for 20 years.
First Today specials of the year. Yes. Many of you I know will be watching as well next week when we're live from ProCaps in Henderson. I'll be there for the first time. I'm excited about that.
Yes.
Andrew, so you go live at 11 p.m., is that correct?
11 p.m. we'll do a variety show.
Okay.
So we'll probably go through about a dozen products at 11 p.m. And then at midnight, we'll give a detailed discussion of these products. I'll read the clinical studies, the research quotes from them, so you'll get a sense of how the product is configured, go through all the ingredients, and talk about why weight loss is as easy as it might be to understand, why it's so difficult to accomplish. And I think when we understand that, we have a little bit more compassion for ourselves, and we'll be more patient in how we go about the process.
We are so grateful that you took the time, folks, to join us for this very special sneak peek look. Andrew, sir, I will see you soon.
You will indeed.
Definitely tune in tonight at 11. And any of this that you want to see again, please go online at hsn.com. Just search Andrew Lessman and, of course, his entire catalog of amazing vitamins and supplements.
Everything on special pricing.
All of it's on special pricing.
Yes, for this weekend.
Thank you, Mr. Andrew Lessman. Stay with us. We are live from Palm Beach right here, right now.
And I couldn't be more thrilled to be here in Palm Beach with Tony Robbins. You know, Tony has worked with more than 100 million people. How about 4 million who have attended his events worldwide? What does he do? He cares wildly and passionately about you. That's the bottom line of this whole hour. If your life isn't exactly what you want it to be, well, stay with us. And that's any area of your life.